My name's John Fields. I'm the general manager here at Hotel Genevieve. Very, very happy to be here, and as I said, we appreciate your support very, very much. I've been in Louisville for about 8 years. I live over in Germantown. I absolutely love being here. I started my career at a branded hotel, let's say, about 8 years ago, and I was reading about this project in all the papers, and I said, that's the place I need to work. It was just a match for me because Bunkhouse, as a management company, manages hotels that create experiences, memorable experiences, not just about the bed and the cup of coffee in the morning. The goal of Bunkhouse and of the group here is to engage in the community, to support community events. We played a big part in Nulu Fest this past weekend and Pride. We are thrilled to be here in Nulu and to support this community. If you haven't been inside yet, I look forward to showing you around. Please grab me. I'm very, very proud of what we have here. If you don't know, it's 122, as I was told earlier, groovy rooms. If you haven't seen them, we'll have some room keys. It's a self-guided tour. You can take a look at all the rooms. We have a full-service restaurant in the front of the building, Rosette's. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mini Marché. This is our bright yellow sunshine where you can grab coffee in the morning, pastries, and late-night snacks. We have Bar Genevieve on the 6th floor, which you'll all be able to enjoy once we are finished here. Bar Genevieve has an inside bar, absolutely classic, old-style, Parisian, I'll say grandma's living room kind of look, with a gorgeous terrace with the best views in Louisville, especially for Thunder. Wait till you see it. The last thing that we have, and if you know, you know, is a speakeasy called Lucky Penny. I won't tell you where it is, but hopefully you can find your way or ask one of my team members. Nulu has been a gathering place since the 1820s, and I don't know that firsthand, but that's what I hear. Once it was called the Woodland Gardens, made up of an amusement park and entertainment. It was once the Bourbon Stockyards. It eventually became the Haymarket, which had a long history of a place for vendors from all walks of life to gather. Today, we're so proud to be a part of this vibrant neighborhood and to engage in the community and to get to know everyone. I appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate the welcome that we have gotten from all of the local businesses and associations. Bunkhouse surely knew what they were doing when they chose to build here. And as I say that, I'd like to introduce you the president of Bunkhouse, Lisa Bonifacio.
Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for showing up on this what was rainy day, which turned out to be beautiful. We're so excited to be here in Louisville. We are an Austin-based company. Most of our hotels are in Texas and Mexico, so this was a big branch for us to come up into this region, and we're really excited to be here. I think we found a lot of similarities to how Austin was years ago and what's happening here in Louisville, and we wanted to be part of it. So this is our biggest hotel to date. So obviously, as John mentioned, 122 rooms, which is large for us, but we're excited to have it and to have it be able to fill it. The hotel was named Genevieve after St. Genevieve, which is a type of limestone that bourbon production is used and that is really prevalent in Texas. And we thought it was a good through line from our Texas roots to here into Kentucky. It's also the patron saint of Paris, which obviously Louisville has some French origins, so it's a nod to that and to the women who worked on this project. We're primarily a female-led company, and proud of that. We have a few men sprinkled in, but we have a lot of women who have worked on this project. I want to thank some of them. We have one of our designers, Kate from Row Design here, who interior designed this amazing hotel. Zimmer Designs, who's worked on our hotel branding here as well. Obviously, some of our many partners who have also helped make this project come to life. Rabbit Hole, Luckett & Farley, Ashley Shanti, who is our amazing chef who's come from Asheville to help concept the restaurant here. LLW Architects, and Souvenir. Obviously, there's many more that have not been named, but those are some of the ones that we've been working for years on this project. And obviously, also, I want to introduce and thank Stephen Wendell, who is the development partner on this project. He's the one that helped bring this project to life. When he called us a few years ago and said, "How about Louisville?" We were like, "Never been, but let's go take a trip." And obviously we fell in love with that. Our CEO was on a road trip at that time from New York to Austin. It was during COVID, and COVID had spiked in Austin and said, "I'm just going to stay in Louisville all week." And it happened to be the exact moment that Stephen had raised the project. So we found it serendipitous that it was the right place at the right time. So thank you, Stephen, for pushing us. He said, "You're going to be open by Derby 2023. I said, "No way." But we did it with the help of a lot of people. We were open on that day. So thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Stephen Wendell, CEO of Mountain Shore Properties, developer of the property. Thanks for believing in me a few years ago. It was serendipitous that this happened. September of 21, we did a ceremonial groundbreaking here, which I generally hate because it's bad luck. So I figured we would not open for Derby, even though that was our goal to be open by Derby of 23. We made it by about 2 days. So amazing effort. I said in my speech then that this was an example of a great collective effort between the state, the city, the neighborhood, and a development and management team to do something that would be productive for the community, the city, and the state. And it was obviously during a very challenging time, and a lot of risk was taken. And here we sit 21 months later with this project that's completed and has already served hundreds, if not thousands of people. And I'm just so thankful that everyone believed in it and that we're here. And I want to thank some of those people. Obviously, Lisa mentioned some of those people. The first person that I was introduced into this town is John Fisher, who has been my Sherpa through Louisville. So thank you so much for everything that you have done. The governor's office, the mayor's office, your support early on, we wouldn't be here without it. Metro Council approved a TIF that was critically important to the financial project and for it to be able to be feasible. And along with it came the first ever community benefits agreement that was done in conjunction with the TIF, which obligated us to source locally, to hire locally. And I'm sitting here today, I don't know our exact employee count, 120-ish, and over 95% of them came from the state of Kentucky, and many of them from here in Louisville. That's an incredible thing. A lot of developers say that, they wish it, but very often it doesn't happen, and it did happen here, which is amazing. Last but not least, McMurray Construction, who, dug deep. I pushed them pretty hard. I pushed everybody pretty hard, but it's nice having a hard deadline of Derby. Bunkhouse, is a dream to me to work with them on a project, and it's been turned into reality. I'm humbled by how hard you have worked, how hard the staff here has worked to create this amazing property, operate it, and obviously I didn't give you an easy circumstance to do that, so thank you so much. And how the local community has come out to support us early on, and we're very thankful for it. And perhaps no one's been more supportive than the next speaker, Kaveh Zamanian, who's the founder of Rabbit Hole. 4 years ago we had our initial meeting, and it takes a lot of trust to let someone come into your town and develop a property like this. So thank you so much, and come on up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Bunkhouse. It's just been an amazing journey. As Stephen mentioned, We actually, myself and a handful of partners, Praveen Arla is one of them who's here, we purchased this property with one vision very clear for us. We wanted a spectacular business project to be assembled here to really take Nulu to another level, particularly from a hospitality standpoint. And I truly believe that we've achieved that. I think Stephen and Bunkhouse have been amazing partners, and they've done a phenomenal job. And I can't wait for you guys to go in. If you haven't, check out the rooms. The hospitality experience is just top-notch. But then there was this little parcel that you guys are standing on. This is a parcel that I purchased a long time ago when we were developing or thinking about developing Rabbit Hole. And the vision for this parcel was always to maintain it as a pathway that would connect Market to Jefferson. One of the beautiful things about Nulu is essentially the back alleys, the small shops and boutiques and these kind of discovery experiences that really give it that warm community feeling that we all feel here, and that's part of the reason that the community has grown and Nulu has been as successful as it has been. So we wanted to make sure that we preserve that sense of connection between different major corridors of this neighborhood. And along those lines, if you haven't been to Rabbit Hole, Rabbit Hole is all about art and creativity. It doesn't matter if it's the artwork at our distillery, if it's the design of the distillery itself, or our single barrel expressions, whatever it is, we love artists and creatives. And my perspective is that there's no other way to really bring people together through beautiful artwork. And the inspiration behind this walkway was to develop essentially an experience for the community where it showcases some of the great artists that we have either locally or from abroad. I'm really excited to tell you a little bit about the pieces behind you. We have basically 2 original pieces and a preservation work. The first one, Raisin in a Copper-Colored Sun. This is a commissioned work by Stan Squirewell. I don't know if Stan is here today or not, but Stan is a Washington, D.C. transplant who's now, we're fortunate enough to have him here in Louisville. And he is just an absolutely phenomenal artist that if you haven't heard of him, you will hear of him. And I promise you, this is going to be one signature piece that's going to draw a lot of folks just to see and check out Stan's work. But this is really a testimonial to the resilience and perseverance of human spirit. I'm just reading a little bit about what Stan has written. He was inspired by Renaissance poets like Langston Hughes and Conte Cullen. And he's basically made this piece as a way of capturing the beautiful moment and the traveling time of a family against all odds who stand strong and walk on a path of uncertainty towards a brighter future for those to come. For Stan, this is quintessentially an American experience, and I think that he's just done a phenomenal job in designing and developing this. And I can't wait to see him again, shake his hand, and thank him for the great work that he's done. The second piece is Outside We Live by Xavier Scapani. Now, this is inspired by the rich cultural history of what it used to be, Haymarket area, which is now Nulu, to pay homage to the farmers, workers, and patrons of these historical open markets, and really celebrating the open community spaces that a lot of times a lot of cities lose sight of, and I think it's really important for us to not only preserve it but to really celebrate it. So that is Xavier Scapani's piece. And then if you notice to the nearest to Market Street, we were very intentional in preserving the ghost signage there. I think this is our way of making sure that what was here is recognized and celebrated, and we'll make sure that we, moving forward, always be thinking about the community and take care of what has been here before us. So with that said, I appreciate your time today. I'd like to introduce you to our next speaker, a very dear friend, our phenomenal new mayor of Louisville, Craig Greenberg. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kaveh, and welcome to downtown Louisville. welcome to Nulu, welcome to the amazing Hotel Genevieve. Stephen, thank you for you and your partners and your investment in our city. To the entire Bunkhouse team, thank you all as well. I come from the hospitality industry before I got involved in public service, and I spent my career working on urban investments that turned neighborhoods into amazing, thriving, vibrant, authentic, unique, safe, clean, interesting places to be for locals and for out-of-towners. And we did that all across the country. And I distinctly remember my very first time in a bunkhouse hotel in Austin, Texas, and seeing the innovative things that they were doing at their hotel, the focus on service, the focus on being unique to that location, that property, that city was really outstanding. And so to have a bunkhouse property in Louisville is just wonderful, not just for Nulu, but for all of Louisville and for all of Kentucky. And so it's wonderful that they've brought that focus to attention and the level of detail, whether it's design, service, hospitality, food and beverage, you name it. This property is world class. And to partner Bunkhouse with investors like Kaveh and Praveen and the other local partners that also do nothing but excellent work. When you think of our neighbor right here, Rabbit Hole, and how Kaveh started that from a dream and in his garage to turning it into an amazing international beverage company where it's all about unique, authentic experiences. To have that kind of partnership between local investors and Bunkhouse just gives you a taste for what the experience will be like here at Hotel Genevieve. And so we are fortunate to have them as part of Nulu's continued revitalization, as part of downtown's continued revitalization. There is no more exciting place to be in Louisville, in Kentucky, than in downtown Louisville, and many nights right here in Nulu. And so to have this additional hospitality experience is so exciting for all of us. And so we welcome you all and we thank you all. And speaking of great partnerships, as you heard from Stephen earlier, this project was certainly a public-private partnership. The city chipped in, the state chipped in a little bit, all partnering together to help. And there is no greater partner to the city of Louisville than the current administration of Governor Andy Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman. They are so focused on partnering with Louisville to help us thrive when it comes to issues of education and moving our educational system forward, partnering with us on making universal pre-K a reality, and also on projects like this, economic development projects that are creating good paying career path jobs all across the state, that are building our economy for today and for tomorrow. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce our amazing Lieutenant Governor, Jacqueline Coleman. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. And I just cannot get over what a beautiful space this is. And it wasn't until Lisa said that it was designed by a mainly female team, and then it all made sense, right? That's why this is so beautiful. But we appreciate you men too. But this is an example of investing not just in a project, but in our people. And there's no greater investment we can make than that. And I'm so excited to be here today to cut the ribbon for Hotel Genevieve, this beautiful place, and to continue to build on this historic momentum that we have in Kentucky. And you know, as a basketball coach, I would always tell my players, you had to be aware of time and situation. And I got to tell you that Hotel Genevieve is here in the right time and situation because Kentucky is on the precipice of an economic boom. We have record job creation in Kentucky, the lowest unemployment rate we've ever had, over $26 billion worth of private investments in Kentucky to help create over 50,000 jobs for our people in every corner of the Commonwealth. And it's businesses like this, it's places like today that are helping us to chip away and to make those numbers bigger and bigger and bigger, and to bring even more opportunities to every Kentuckian across this Commonwealth. So I am so honored to be with you today and to cut the ribbon on Hotel Genevieve and then to be able to tour it afterwards. But thank you all for being here, and to everyone who played a part in building the structure. I can't wait to see how it grows and blooms and continues to support this beautiful neighborhood in this beautiful city in our beautiful Commonwealth. Thank you.